Hey guys, Matt here, and today we're gonna be starting a new series. It's called How to Minecraft. In How to Minecraft, I'm gonna teach you the basics of like general like building techniques and redstone and stuff. Today's edition is gonna be on redstone. Okay, what is redstone? Redstone is basically a type of wiring circuit in Minecraft. There's a lot of items in it. I'm gonna show you most of the items. Okay, this is a piece of redstone. Redstone can travel up to 15 meters. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. See? Stops here. A repeater basically can add delay or extend the circuit. So let's say I put a repeater here. It can go on for another 15. Before it ends. So yeah. Then there is a repeater can be used to give delay. So each repeater is one tick, one redstone tick. If you right click it, it's 2. If you right click again, it's 3, and if you right click again, it's 4. 4 is the max. So see. Next up is the redstone torch. The redstone torch can basically invert the signal. See? Inverts it. And it also provides a power source for up to 15 blocks. Then there is the piston. Piston can push a block, but cannot like grab it back, whereas a sticky piston can. See, there are two basic forms of powering: hard powering and soft powering. Hard powering works like this. Hard powering is basically any sort of redstone signal that's put into this block and can be taken out by a redstone dust. See? Torches also work. Oops. And also comparators. A lever and a button also can hard power, even a tripwire hook. A hard power like redstone signal can affect blocks all around it. It's also the same case for soft powering. The difference with soft powering is if you power it into this block, you cannot retrieve it with a redstone dust. You can only use a repeater, a redstone comparator, or a redstone torch to pick it back up. The observer hard powers the block where this red thing is facing. So like this. The observer powers every time it detects a change. So I place a block, it detects a change. If I remove a block, it detects a change. Same as using a piston. It detects a change. It also detects a change. It works on any redstone appliance. dropper basically can spit out the item or drop the item when you power it. So let's say I put a dropper can randomizes a dropper and the dispenser randomizes the items put out. See, it's random. The difference between a dispenser and the dropper is that using certain items like arrows, minecarts, bolts, and many others, it can actually shoot them out. So let's say I take an arrow, I put them in. This is a dropper and this is dispenser. So dropper just drops it out and dispenser shoots it out. It can also be used for TNT. The comparator can take an output on every storage item. So let's say I fill this up with sticky pistons. The comparator also takes the amount, like the power of the redstone signal is proportional to the amount of items inside. So if I put more, there'll be more power, see? This. It works on dispensers, droppers, chests, hoppers, and many others. Comparator works by comparing this signal with this signal. So if this signal is stronger, since it has a signal strength of 15, and this has a signal strength of 14, no, there is no redstone output, since this one is higher than this one. Subtract mode, on the other hand, subtracts the signal. So if I make this 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and I make this 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. So the output will be 13, 12, 11 minus 9, so there'll be 2. That is subtract mode and this is compare mode. So that's the difference between that's the difference between the compare mode and the subtract mode. There are 4 different types of outputs. The wooden button outputs for 1.5 seconds, which is 15 redstone ticks. A stone button is activated for 1 second or 10 redstone ticks. A lever, on the other hand, is toggleable. And the tripwire hook is also, it activates when you step on the string. See? So this is the more complex stuff. You might think that redstone dust is a bit boring and you want something new. So there's different types. This one is a slime block, and or honey block way of transmitting a signal. So it basically works by a piston, sticky piston pushing 11 pieces of slime blocks and a redstone block. It can be used as honey blocks, and pistons have a push limit of 12. So yeah, it can be used as a honey block or as a slime block. It's exactly the same, as you can see. This is a different method. It uses a type of function where an observer can pick up the change of the closest of a oak log to a leaf. So see, this is also another way of powering it. This observe this one is basically, it just detects the changes to the oak log, and like it can take the signal from it. This one works simply by the observer powering this power rails, and the observer picking up and sending again. So like this. Now this is a simple item sorter. You put any amount of the item. You can put the item you want and the filler items. You don't need filler items. You can just put all the items you want. But yeah, using filler items is cheaper if you really want to filter out diamonds. It works like this. So right now, the comparator can take two redstone, uh, uh two, like the redstone is 2 power, so it can't reach here. So the moment I put 1 diamond in, it reaches 3. This repeater unpowers the redstone torch, and the hoppers get unlocked. This is a system. You should always use different colored wool in your test world, as it makes it easier to tell which system is which. So this system is the powering system, which comes from the button. It's the input system. This is a double piston extender. This is actually an easy method for making a double piston extender. And this is a falling edge monostable circuit. A monostable circuit basically shortens the pulse, as you can see here. Let me get a repeater. It makes it so the pulse is 1 tick, and when you make it 1 tick, the sticky piston actually spits out this block, so it doesn't pick it back up. So see. A falling edge is basically, it does it on the end of the button press. This is a falling edge monostable circuit, and this is the one that activates this piston. So it works like this. That's why you should always use wool, as easy to see. In survival, you can use any block you want, but in creative, you should use wool, or any colored block which you can differentiate from. These are ways to create clocks. This is a very fast clock, an observer one. The problem with this one is you can't extend the clock. It's only this fast, and it's also not that cheap. It's just 1 sticky piston and 2 observers. This is a regular 2 repeater clock. I just added this one, so it actually is toggleable. This works on the fact that if you give it 1 tick, it'll actually pass fast enough that it actually makes it pulse super fast. This basically gives the 1 tick pulse, and this one, this falling edge monostable circuit powers this one, unpowers this sticky piston, so that there's no signal. See? And this can be easily added. You can also extend it more. That's the good thing about this. Problem is kind of bulky. You can actually use it a different way, but this is the way I used it. This observer, I forgot to mention, it works on the fact that this one observes the change in this one, and this one observes the change in that one. So it keeps on repeating over and over again. This is a very simple comparator clock. So it looks like this. The problem with it though is if it's just like this, the output actually won't go very far. Let me show you. Actually, there's no mind. The problem is the further you put your input, the less signal it is, so it isn't like the best. But actually, this is like the cheapest so far. It can also be extended, which is a great part about this. See, you can add more, or you can even add more repeaters. It's easily customizable. This is also another observer clock. It basically works on the piston pushing down, and this observer seeing the changes, detecting the changes, and powering this redstone dust, which activates this observer, which activates this one, and activates the piston. This one isn't really used much, but it's also quite customizable. The unique thing about this one, this is actually on the opposite side, because if it's on, it can be powered, but if it's powered, it can't be powered anymore. So yeah, this one you can just do this and remove this, because one observer gets one tick. If you remove the redstone dust, it's one extra tick. So yeah, you can also add a repeater here. You can customize this repeater also. You can also extend it further. Oh yeah, the problem with adding more repeaters is this thing actually fires twice, because when it powers and it unpowers, the observer reads it as twice. So yeah, you can also extend this in any direction like this. I can put it all the way here. This works really well if you want to make a clock that's only in one space and doesn't affect like the others. Like if you want to stack, this is easily stackable. So yeah. This is also a very unused one. It just uses a minecart and detector rail. That's all. You can extend it anyway, but it's quite big. So these are all the simple tips and tricks I can teach you. And see you again next time. By the way, guys, you shouldn't just use my video to actually start redstone, because it isn't really. It just like let's just say it improves on your redstone knowledge. You should actually watch all the good redstoners like Mumbo Jumbo and many others. I'll actually list it in the description.